I've been talking. Did y'all hear me? Well, let me repeat it. I was about to say, hey, y'all, welcome back to another review with lchessica for General Hospital, July 31st, 2025. First thing first, let me know y'all thoughts on today's new episode. And I was saying how I'm taking notes. I'm writing some notes for this video. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. Look here. Where was I going to start? Oh, Drew. Do y'all think that Martin just gave Drew ammo to target Curtis and his family? He ended up telling him he know how he feel about Curtis, but despite that, his aunt is, an angel. She helped him with his insurance or whatever. She, it had to be an insider to help him because, there was no way around it. And Drew made that face. Drew made that face that showed, he cooking up a plan. And I said, But he went to Curtis saying how he wanted truce. I said, Curtis, why would he come out the blue saying that he want to call a truce after everything? After everything, why now? He's talking about something. He got too many enemies or whatever, and Curtis don't feel for it. I hope some type of way Curtis finds out, because if not, they going down. Stella might be going down too. I said, Hold on, y'all. But yeah, who we gonna start with first? Anna, Gio, Emma. They was just talking about Outback, the fact that he running around doing everything, getting their stuff, and she was talking about having what's it called? Let me see, a house meeting, having a house meeting because of Outback. Dante ends up showing up, and that's when he tried to talk to Gio, but it didn't do no good. It did not do no good. I say, well, it's technically his fault. It's partially his fault because of how he reacted to the whole Rocco situation. But yeah, excuse me. Von, Josh, Carly. Von and Josh was just talking about the tracker, about how it went off for a few hours, but it came back on. They was talking about that. Carly's back there looking at stuff. I said, Carly. I said before she said anything, before Josh said anything to Von or whatever, I was like, she finna get ready to tell Von that Anna still investigated him, and she did just that. But yeah, they was just talking about the tracker and everything. That's when Carla said she needed to talk to her. So she was just questioning her about Von, saying that he's too old. She doesn't think that Von's good enough for Josh. She know that, it's a possibility that Josh may be looking for something serious, but Josh swears she ain't looking for nothing serious. I said, Josh, you full of crap. You full of crap. Doggone well. You felt some type of way the other day when Von was with Emma. I think that was the other day, right? Not the other day, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. But yeah, she was just questioning her. She ends up mentioning that Anna's the one who had concerns. Hey, that Anna's the one that had concerns or whatever. And she was like, Anna just, feels some type of way because of the whole situation that happened with Emma and Von. And after she left, she went told Von. She went told Von that Anna still investigated him and stuff like that. So Von told her that Brendan decided to pull them off the case. I said, he just don't want Carly to find out what's going on. Because once Carly get to Snoopy, Carly get to Snoopy. Hold on, y'all. Once she gets to Snoopy, she gets to Snoopy. Who we got next? Curtis and Stella. Stella went to Curtis' office because she wanted to find out why Trina and Kai broke up. She kept questioning him. He was like, he don't know. So she wanted to play matchmaker. Curtis was like, he thinks that she should just leave it alone or whatever. She was like, no, she not going to leave it alone. She think they good for each other, stuff like that. Even when they got to the pool, she was still talking about the same thing about, playing matchmaker. She was like, just because you don't want to, don't interfere with her trying to put them back together. Excuse me. Hold on. Let's see what else happened. Curtis, Stella. We're going to come back to them. Willow and Michael. So they had a nice little conversation. It wasn't so nice no more. So they got to talking. She was asking about the kids. She ends up telling him, she finally sees who Drew is and what he's about. Michael ends up telling Willow about Germany, that it was Drew or whatever. She was like, no, you think it was him? And they was just talking about that. So she was like, she done with him. She just want to know if she could see her kids. And he was like, no. He was like, no, she still can't see the kids. He basically want her to heal. He told her that he wants her to heal. But she made a comment to Elizabeth. And I was like, did anybody catch that? I said, do y'all think she meant what she said or she meant it another way? What did she say? Let me flip to the back. She told her, let me see if I wrote it down. If not, I'm going to have to just remember what she said. Let's see. Willow said she stopped by to see Michael, whatever. She didn't go for a walk. And he won't let her see the kids. He felt like she need to heal. And she said she had to make it so no one can ever take her kids again. And I said, what does she mean by that? What's she gonna do? Because right now, it looked like they going with the storyline that Willow's out of it. She may need mental help or whatever. So I'm wondering, like, was that just what she said, that, you know, she gonna heal and stuff like that in order to see her kids, or was she saying it to foreshadow what she finna get ready to do? Something else crazy. Let me know what y'all think. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, she ended up getting mad once he said that she couldn't see the kids, that she needed to heal. She ran out. She was like, she gonna remember that. She was like, she gonna remember this moment, how she came to him and begged to see her kids, and he wouldn't let her. Excuse me. Drew, Elizabeth, Jason. Drew was still talking about Curtis and stuff like that, trying to get information out of Elizabeth. Elizabeth tells Drew the best thing to do is to leave Willow alone. Jason ends up showing up. So he assumed that Jason showed up to, you know, talk about Willow or stop Willow from, you know, getting back with him. Whatever he said. Or whatever. So then he gonna try to convince Jason. He gonna try to convince Jason to talk to Michael. So Jason told him about himself, and he ended up leaving. That's when Jason ends up asking Elizabeth for a favor. He wanted her to, you know, pull up all the bodies that got I don't know what to call it. I'm gonna just say the morgue, I guess. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. He wanted her to tap into the database or whatever, because he wanted to locate Brett's body. There you go, right there. Hold on. I just clicked the wrong button. It said highlight save to your channel. But yeah, excuse me. She ends up helping him. She was like, if it was anybody else, she wouldn't do it. He ends up finding the morgue or whatever that Britt was allegedly at. He goes there. They showed at the end of the episode. The lady was like, here it is. Britt Westbourne was cremated. Her mama came to pick it up. And then she was like, that's strange. Basically, there's no record indicating that she actually did it. So my theory about her not knowing apparently went out the window. Looks like she knew, y'all. Look like she definitely knew. What else? Carly and Josh already talked about how she was warning her, and she was like, if she ever get serious about him, Trini gonna be the first to know, and then she gonna come tell Carly. Dante and Anna was talking about Gio and everything that's going on with Rocco. Then they started talking about Dalton and Emma, how Anna feels like Dalton and Emma connected, and if she keep on digging for information, she gonna end up getting murdered. Emma said that. She gonna end up dying. She gonna end up dying or whatever. And I said, right. I had forgot she had them keys, but she showed Gio them. She showed Gio that she got the keys. I was like, yeah. I said, she gonna need saving. She gonna need saving for sure. Let's see. Drew and Martin. What was they talking about? Drew and Martin. They was talking about, he revealed that Curtis the one who told Willow the truth. And they was just talking about that, but they didn't actually get to dive into it. Drew went over there to talk to Curtis. He talking about something. He want the truth. He got too many enemies or whatever. I said, Curtis, don't you fall for this. But he don't fail. He don't fail. First, I thought he was going to go over there. I thought he was going to say, I know you did it. I know you the one that told or whatever. But no, he playing the long game like he said. He told Martin he was playing the long game. He said, what you saw right there was not me calling the truth. It's me playing the long game. Martin told him, he was like, I know how you feel about Curtis and everything y'all got going on. But Stella, she an angel. She helped me with my insurance or whatever, and it was hard to get around. You know, you had to be an insider to fix it or whatever. He made that face like he had ammo. Like he had ammo or whatever, like he was cooking up a plan. I said, you don't gave him more information. You know, that's why they showed that episode or that scene where Stella, I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't she say not to say anything? Didn't she tell Martin not to say anything or whatever because she went around the way you supposed to do it? I said, everybody gonna be in jail. The whole family going to jail. The whole family going to jail. Hold on. I said, he over here from the dig. I said, I knew he wasn't calling. Talking about he calling the truth. I knew he wasn't calling no doggone truth. Who else? Excuse me. Look, I ain't even referred to my notes. Let me go back. Let's see. Carla asked Josh how well does she know Vaughn. They was talking about that. Willow wanted to figure out what to do about their kids. Jason wanted Elizabeth help to find the body. Dante tried talking to Gio, but he still ain't ready to talk to him. Dante told Anna that he had a video of Josh placing a tracker, and they was talking about that. Something about she was at the Metro Court people dropped her off or something like that. So I'm assuming he finna get ready to look into that. Excuse me. Vaughn ends up apologizing to Emma. Let's see. Excuse me. Oh, I skipped the part when I was talking about Drew and Curtis. Drew went to Curtis saying he want to call a truce. And Curtis was like, are you willing to turn over, you know, all the blackmail material you have? And he was like, he'll have to think about it. And I was like, shoot, he just got some more blackmail material. You talking about turn over that? He just got some more. Y'all need to stop doing stuff you ain't got no business. That'll solve everything. Stop doing stuff you ain't got no business. Nobody had nothing on you. I mean, they could just make up stuff, you know, because people be doing it nowadays, but I don't know. Let me see what else. Let's see. Excuse me. Michael said Willow not in a place to be a parent. Oh, Michael went to Carly and he said how Willow stopped by, but he don't think she'll ever be healthy enough to see the kids. Show ain't, cause she more than likely about to do something she ain't got no business. She definitely ain't. Let's see. I already said Brandon pulling them from the investigation. There's no record of Britt being there. I think that's it. I think that's everything, y'all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces. Have a great rest of the day.